What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Action Not Included. In the last episode, we got the power mostly ready and automated. That's it. We got automated. As you can see, we got our power brick going. We got some hydrogen power going. We have petroleum set up, natural gas set up, and some coal set up. I'm redoing the coal a little bit with some automation. But I just kind of want to finish working on that, getting, the main power set up and ran through the base, get our power for the base attached into that power brick, get all the fuels we need attached to it, get our exhausts done. Like, we still have a lot to do to get this finished up, but for the most part, it is built and ready to go. Let's see, what else do we need to do? Oh, yeah. There are some other small projects that I want to actually try to get working on before we do space. And that is to actually tame our iron volcano down here, so that way we can, have a infinitely renewable source of iron. That would definitely help out with the steel production, not having to constantly refine iron and just having it passively getting made. We still need to get this done, which is going to be our water tank for the oil biome, for getting oil out of it. Then, we have story stuff that we can do. Let's see what else is there. I think that's pretty much the goal for this episode, really, is to just kind of passively work on getting the power brick done and focus on freeing our dupes up on the refinery by getting the iron volcano up and running. So, I think that's going to be our biggest goal. But I believe in order to do that, we need more steel, don't we? Yeah, we still need steel. So we are still at the mercy of the dupes actually running the refineries over here. Let's see, what's in here? Aluminum and copper. Now let's change that to iron ore. And then let's add one here and here. Yeah, we get this a little bit more automated. Just work on getting things automated and getting them set up. Let's see. Do we need to break back into here? I don't think we do. Okay, let's see. What else do we need to do? We do need to set up this little cooling loop. Oh yeah, we were making that for this, weren't we? Yeah. Okay. I think we'll hold off on cooling it. So we're already losing a bunch of heat from this being dumped into here. By that, we need to... I feel like we need to isolate that better. And the real question is how. Okay. Well, I'm going to ponder this for a moment, and I'll be back after I've come up with a solution. Okay, so I am back with my solution. Our solution to stop the heat being transmitted. We're just going to sacrifice a little bit of plastic in here with a mini gas pump, and we're going to use 2 joint plates and some insulated tiles, and that should help create a vacuum that should prevent the temperature from transmitting. That should make it easier to, if we wanted to put a cooling loop in here, it'd make more sense instead of just having all this heat dump into here like we currently have it. It's kind of not the way. So actually, I think I'm going to redo the... Am I going to redo the power? No, we're going to leave it how it is. And what we'll do is we're just going to deconstruct it from there. And what we want to do is we're just going to try to isolate that so we don't lose a bunch of steam into here. And that should be pretty good. No. Okay. It's not break time. So I think we're just waiting to get resources. How much plastic do we have? We have... There we go. Almost a ton of it. Okay. Still working on that steel a little bit. Do they have this? No. Okay. This little bit over here is to just automate getting the lime and refined carbon over here to make steel so the dupes don't have to keep going up and down to deliver the resources they need. Just, less travel time. Let's see. We need to snip that. There we go. Or it's just gonna run forever. Okay, we got all that done. Almost. Just gotta sweep it out real quick and then we'll be ready to seal it up and never think about it again. Okay. And now we can put that there. How's this looking? Just needs to get pumped out. I could have sworn I set up the pump. Okay. I guess realistically just be swept out or mopped up. Okay, and now we can deconstruct that. That's not alright, dupes. You guys got me. Alright. Very funny. Very funny. Actually, I do believe... yeah, so I believe we made that with aluminum. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Now we just slowly work that back up. And then this should suck out all the gases and just be done. And there we go. Done. And now we shouldn't be getting any temperature bleed through. It doesn't look like it. That's a vacuum. So that's getting cold. Okay, yep, no. Seems to be working just fine. Hopefully. Let me set this to lime. And then we set this one to refined carbon. Why are you guys... Oh, we're going to set these to 5s. Haha, okay, yeah, no, you guys need to stop manually filling those. Wood? Is that what we're using? We are using wood. Okay. So we do have a little blockage going. These things are going good. Okay. Going good. Alright, things are going pretty reasonable. We will have to scale up our wood production. But it looks like we're doing pretty fine for right now. Do we... What is going on right now? Alright, so that's right, because it's not working. What do we want? We want coal to be... Wait, is that one coal? That one is coal. Son of a... Okay. Yeah, no, we want this to be... If it goes to 0. There. And we want this to be at 20 and 80. And then what? Petroleum? Do we want that first or second or third? Which one do we want firing the most often? I feel like natural gas we want firing the soonest. So we're going to put that one at 40. No. 60? Yeah, and then we'll put... No, we want hydrogen. We want... Yeah, and that's the hydrogen, right? Yeah, because we always want to be burning off our extra hydrogen from over here. So you'd rather have, like, no hydrogen in the tank than all of the hydrogen. For the moment. And then... Which one is that? Okay, it's this one. And so this one's what, set to 0, so the coal is last. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do coal last. Hydrogen first. Then natural gas. So we'll put that at 40. And then petroleum will be after. So we go 20. Yeah, alright, so it goes hydrogen, natural gas, petroleum, coal. Perfect. That's what we want. That's how we want it set up. Now we don't need to look at that anymore. And now it's just plooping it onto the ground, being automatically pushed into there. I think we ran out of hydrogen. So that means we need to get the natural gas up and running, which is down here. We got this thing over. Yeah, this thing was overflowing. I set up a little bit of automation so that way when it's full, the pump will pump and the oil well will stop. So we don't get this problem anymore because our gas pump is flooded. But yeah, that's our excitement for the moment. And then we want to get rid of this gas vent. Do we want to install? I guess we could install a quick little gas pump right there. Or gas filter. Alright, there we go. And now we should have a horrible mixture of gases. We do. Beautiful. And this comes up. Let's see, where are we? We are not plugged in. So, let us get plugged in. See how much damage we can do. We do need to deconstruct this wall right here, though. We are running on coal power. Don't like running on coal. That is, it's a bad sign for us. How are we down to that much? Like, we had a ton of coal. Did we just turn most of it into refined carbon at this point? Okay. Yes, hatches. I know you guys are a bit on the not happy side because it's kind of cold. but you're getting fed. We'll just feed them rocks. I'm going to turn rocks into coal. Yeah, we have like 20 tons of refined carbon. I think we have enough refined carbon to last a very, very long time. So I think we're done. I think we're done making refined carbon for the moment. And how's our gases? Our gases are looking mostly okay. How's this looking? Is this finally okay? So it's all pumped out. We probably should have some automation here as an ammo sensor to disable the pump. So like if it's like over 1,000 or something, we'll have it pump. Yeah, there we go. Then we can use that to cool down here and draw the cool off like glass and other stuff. Okay, yeah, no, perfect. Oh, that's the other thing we're gonna need to do. Thermal sensors. Do you want steel? Does it matter? Do they overheat? I don't think they ever, realistically, I don't think they ever really overheat. Oh, no. All right. We'll need one there, there, there. And we'll have to jump one there. And that looks like that's it. Okay, perfect. We'll have them get this all built up. Actually, you know what? Let's not worry about that for right now. 7? Yeah, priority 7 should be fine. Are we making it all out of steel right now? I mean, I guess there could be worse things they could be making it out of. Oh. Automation overlay, where are you? There we go. Snip it all, and then we're just gonna hook it all up. Oh, that sneeze hurt. Glad I felt it come on so I didn't, blow out the microphone. Man, that was a little violent. Alright, but no, now I'm back. Let's get this all done and set up. Oh, no. Let's cancel that there. We don't need that. Oh no, I don't remember the maximum temperature. Oh no, they can't reach any of that. Oh. Do statues? Yeah, we'll just deconstruct the statues. I think we just deconstruct those two. That should allow me to make ladders for them to reach. Yeah. Oh, no. Okay, so that one's too short. Okay. That's fine. We can just rebuild the statues. Oh, that's horrible. Okay. Alright, I'll put that there. And what we need to put the ladders here again. So they can reach over. Yeah. They can reach that. Perfect. We got this set up. We're just going to break in here later. Let's see if it's above, put 250 for right now. Or no, give green even if it's below 250. Yeah, I feel like that should be good. I don't remember the max. If 250 is too much, we'll back it off. We'll adjust as needed. Okay, that's sending out signal. These are all mad because they got hurt. Perfect. Let me install that one. Now I got all this polluted water down here. I wish the dupes would hurry up and So, as you can see, for the most part, we have it all done up and whatnot. I like putting some bunker tiles here just to protect it from meteors and stuff. Yeah, I know it's, might be a waste of steel, but, I mean, steel's basically free for us once we get that volcano up and running. So, I mean, besides having a little bit of time and making the dupes make it, I mean, it's basically infinite and free for us, so I don't mind wasting it. But as you can see, we actually have our exhaust working, so we should be getting plenty of power. They just need to finish sealing it all up for the most part, and I believe just a few little spots of tying in the rest of the pipe. It's just mostly because the game goes from left to right and then from top to bottom. So it's just how the game processes the world. So, it is what it is. But, as we can see, our generators are working. Keep our batteries full. Getting us plastic. Keeping us cool. Cooling the base down. We're getting a bunch of food over there now. Yeah, during the montage, our food was starting to plummet pretty good. So I think one of the things that we probably should focus on would be significantly better food and food production. I'm tempted to take these hatch eggs, but do we have... we have stone hatches. They're grumpy. I think we might move the hatches. Yeah. So I think what we're going to focus on is better food. And I think we're going to move the hatches down here. And the reason why we're going to move them down here is because it's just way warmer and it's more suited to raising hatches. So the hatches aren't freezing, basically. So we're going to build a little hatch ranch down here, and anything else that prefers a warmer climate, maybe some arbor trees and a few other things. What else? Then we're just going to focus on getting a sleet wheat farm going. And I think we have a poke shell floating around here somewhere. Yeah, I think we had a poke shell. Yeah, we get a little poke shell going. And what we're going to do with the poke shell is, if I remember correctly, if we can to turn into a sandy shell down here. Yeah, it's a sandy shell. I believe the sandy shell gives when it dies. Yeah, see, it gives raw shellfish, and we can use that for like seafood and stuff. But yeah, we just feed them. Yeah, kind of like the little crabby looking things. They're actually oddly really useful for certain stuff. Their shells turn into lime. You can turn them into lime. You can turn them into shellfish or seafood, and then the oak shell ones you can turn into their shells turn into, I believe they just smash down into wood. So they're pretty decent. They're a pretty decent little critter. It covers a few odd places. They have to be in ethanol. Okay, yeah, I think you have to basically have the poke shell live in dwelling in ethanol. Okay, and then this one is dwelling in clean water, and I think if it's in salt water or polluted water, it's a normal poke shell. But yeah, no, we're gonna focus on ranching and farming and getting the food situation sorted out, so that way we can get the morale up on our dupes, so that way we can stop having them stressed and we can achieve one of our little goals here for like to me this is part of like beating the game, essentially, is doing these. Because, the breach, the temporal tear is part of that. So, we need to start maintaining a morale of 16 and build the Great Monument on top of launching the rocket, getting the geothermal pump up and running. I'm not sure if I feel we necessarily have to get all of the other story stuff up and running. But that is definitely something we might work on. At the very least, the geo pump, just for power and water filtration and stuff. I've never actually gotten the little sleep one over here up and running. I've clicked on it, I've done it, it's here, but I've just never did the dupes and had the dupes sleep and make the dream journals and stuff. This is cool because it's just for making different variants. So if we want to force some of our floxes into the special variants where their antlers make glass, we can use that. I think there was one more story. Oh yeah, the fossils. Where did it go? I know we had it. I know we clicked on it. I had to have clicked on it because this one's exposed. Yeah, so the site we need up there. It is. Here it is. Yeah, and then we do this one. So, we'll start the never mind, I'm not even gonna try. Clearly, I cannot word that word right now. Excavate. Haha. But yeah, no, looks like we got things going pretty good and whatnot. So, I think that's what we're gonna focus on next is food and getting this volcano up and running. I think those are probably be the two main things we pivot towards and get going now. I was just trying to build all of the insulated pipe out of igneous rock, simply because it's slow heating and just, better insulator than granite. But apparently we had no igneous rock in comparison to like the gigantic amount of granite we had. I think we had 200 was it 200 tons? I think it might have been like roughly 200 tons or something of granite, which is why all of our piping for the most part is made out of granite. As you can see, they are bad because there is no igneous rock. So we will just make it out of granite. But now that we got the power going, a lot of our other projects should go pretty smooth because we'll stop having power interruptions on our refineries and stuff. And yeah, no, this is good. This is good. But yeah, no. Let's see. Think. I'll be back in a moment. I need to ponder on what I want to start on. Okay, so I've come up with an idea to help our food situation. It is a somewhat massive sleet wheat farm. To be honest, probably realistically don't need a farm this big. We could probably get away with one of them. But I would rather have too much sleet wheat than not enough. So, I mean, at the very bare minimum, instead of making berry sludge, we can make frost buns and then turn frost buns into burgers with barbecue. And, it could be useful. So, that's what we're going to go with. We're going to go with this massive sleet wheat farm, which will just massively improve our food production and everything. So that is the goal with that. I haven't laid out any other farms or anything yet. I'm not sure which farms to go with. It's not like we need a bristle blossom farm because we got puke berries to use as like the berry for berry sludge or pike apples. So we've got that. Maybe more pike apple, but I'm not 100% sold on that yet. We do need to get ranching a little bit more up and running and a little bit more situated and more solidified. So I'm thinking down here in this area is where we're going to put the hatch ranches. Like I said earlier, just because it's warmer and it's just more well suited to the hatches being down here. Plus, I'm kind of greedy for some more aluminum ore. But we're gonna build a hatch ranch down here. I'm not sure about the arbor trees yet. But we'll get it figured out. Just seeing what else, what the other options are. I think we might do 2 hatch ranches down here, because I don't feel like we'll need more than 2. 2 should be more than enough to give us both food and coal. I want them mostly for coal and less for food. If we really want food, we can just ramp up our mammoth farms, because these guys, they give all of the food. They give so much meat when you slaughter them for food. Whereas, okay, it doesn't say there. No, I clicked on the book. Okay, so right there, 2,200. That's like enough to feed a dupe for 11 days. One mammoth when used for food, can feed one dupe for almost 11 days. That's really good if we're going to be focusing on barbecue. So I feel like we might ramp up our mammoth farming. It looks like we have more than enough floxes, because it looks like our wood is finally starting to stockpile back up again, which is probably because we're not turning it all into refined carbon anymore, because we almost have 20 tons of that, and I'm pretty sure we're good on the refined carbon. So I think we're good on our little 1-cylinder flox farm. So yeah, I think the only things we really probably need to scale up is a hatch ranch and a mammoth and mammoth farms. So I feel like we could probably do 2 more mammoth farms. Maybe yeah, I'd say two more mammoth farms, two hatch farms, and I feel like that should give us enough barbecue and stuff to move on to burgers and stuff, if I remember correctly. So that is the plan there. That's what we should be aiming towards. The first thing we're going to focus on is, like I said, is just getting the sleet wheat farm up and running first. And then probably just lay out the hatch ranches down here. And yeah, so that should be it. Oh yeah, if you guys liked the music and the montage, they came from the game Sunless Seas. No, not Sunless Seas, Sunless Skies, the sequel to Sunless Seas. So it's a great game. I enjoy it. I personally don't think it does that well for like YouTube content, but for like a story driven game, amazing. Interested in something like that? Check it out. But with that, I'll see you guys in the next episode, where we continue to work on our food and push into getting more projects done to make it into space. Until then, I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to like and subscribe.